I know that I'm able to actually use StreamYard. It's just, I can use it, but I think I need to, like, recording trial has ended, so I think what I need to do is I need to do unlimited streaming, logo, overstay. Well, it's $20 a month. Like, what the fuck? I don't know why that would be. Recording 6-hour stream, multi-streaming, 3 destinations. I don't know. Should I pay for StreamYard? I mean, is StreamYard worth it? I mean, I don't know. It might be. So I might as well just go ahead and use it. It is brought to you in part by StreamYard, yes, and Dark Reapers first. I actually have to upgrade my plan, so I think if I decide to do that and upgrade it, and then decide to do a little upgrade, so I think that maybe that would do the trick. So I plan on doing that, so maybe, I don't know, I'll have to place of the corner, they're streaming at 6 on screen, and all this other good shit. Yeah, kind of, sort of, but we have other information that I also want to cover as well. Checking out latest stories from the GrayZone, because I love the GrayZone, as you all know. We're going to be talking about a little bit of that, yes. A little bit of that, and then a little bit also about fascism taking over in Italy. Because our good friend to this channel, Adam, yes, and Adam just arrived, Mofo just arrived. We got Adam, I know why I said Abby, probably because I'm thinking of Abby Martin, I don't know. I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking of Abby Martin, who knows. So we got to uncover shit about the GrayZone, from the GrayZone, chain of corruption, so literally have this shit on stream. Yeah, it is back in Italy. Jimmy Dore is actually planning on talking about this too, so there's a lot of shit going down, guys. There's a lot of shit. There is more information about the Syrian chemical fucking attacks being a lie and being a fake and staged attack. A fake and staged attack by child actors, literally by paid child actors. I mean, Aaron Mate, when he uncovered the OPCW report about the Syrian chemical hoax, basically what he was doing is he was even saying that the OPCW found no evidence of a chemical attack, but then they must have died some other way. But actually, I don't even think that there were even any dead kids that were there. I think it was a complete fucking hoax. I'd go even further than what Aaron Mate said, but I agree with Aaron Mate 100%. Oh, and look at that. Look who's going to be live in 30 minutes. Watch Sabby Sabs live in 30 minutes. That's interesting. Matt Taibbi and Aaron Mate reveal Hillary Clinton, Chuck Todd impeached. The Squad visits Boston. What the fuck? The Squad visits Boston. How fucking crazy. So we'll take a look at this shit here from the GrayZone. So this little thing from the GrayZone, which I'm going to link into the description. And hello, Greg, gotcha tails. Literally, the title is called "Chain of Corruption: How the White Helmets Compromised OPCW Investigations in Syria." Aaron Mate, September 9, 2022. By enlisting the sectarian, insurgent-aligned U.S. fund White Helmets for chemical weapons probes in Syria, the OPCW abandoned impartiality and broke its fundamental rules for collecting evidence. Before it mired the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons in an international cover-up scandal, the April 2018 probe of an alleged gas attack in the Syrian town of Douma achieved a milestone. After numerous claims of chemical weapons used in Syria, Douma marked the first time that an OPCW fact-finding mission, FFM, deployed on-site to conduct its own investigation. Douma was not the OPC's first try. They also did this in Kafr Zita. As in Douma, the organization was mandated to scrutinize insurgent-generated claims of toxic bombing by the Syrian army, which was utter bullshit, a complete and utter fucking lie. So The assault proved fateful. The OPCW abandoned not just that, but all the other sites, other on-site deployments in Syria going forward, yada, yada, yada. It wasn't up until the Syrian and Russian armies regained control of Douma in April 2018 after another violent attack, this time on a UN security team, that the OPCW would get back on the ground. So this is a big article that is, so this is literally a big article that's right here. Oh, this is literally the thing from the, this is literally the stuff here from the GrayZone. All this information here about the white helmets, the OPCW defies its own chain of custody rules. This is all the information that you need to know, guys, about the Syrian chemical attacks in 2017 and 2018 being a fucking staged attack and a hoax, and literally using child actors. Oh, but I must be a Syrian apologist if I make this. Well, sorry, but yeah, I am pro-Syrian, I'm pro-Assad. I'm pro-Assad and I'm pro-Syrian. Of course it's all a lie, bro. It's always been a lie. The mainstream media's always been lying. They lie about the Syrian chemical attacks just like they lied about WMDs in Iraq, just like they lie about Venezuela having a humanitarian disaster caused by evil, big, bad socialism and everything else. It's literally all just a bunch of fucking lies. It's about a bunch of lies to demonize poor countries. Poor countries that are not on Team USA. That's literally all it comes down to. It's literally all just this. Just like the intervention in Nicaragua, the intervention in Libya, the intervention in North Korea, the intervention in China over the fake ass bullshit Uyghur Muslim genocide, which is not a genocide. And I don't even think that there are even any Uyghurs that are even being prosecuted or persecuted or whatever. And if there are that are some in camps, well then, who are we to say anything about that? Considering that the U.S. is illegally occupying Cuba, aka Guantanamo Bay, and detaining people there without trial. Oh, let's not forget Abu Ghraib, torturing people and torturing innocent civilians in Abu Ghraib. Remember the Abu Ghraib torture scandals? So do we have any moral ground to fucking bitch and wag the finger over at China and say, hey, China's engaging in genocide against the Uyghur Muslims? Max Blumenthal calls this a fucking hoax and a lie, which it is. It is a fucking bullshit hoax and a lie. The whole entire thing. So the U.S. has done this. The U.S. and our puppet, the U.S. government and its puppet allies torturing innocent people at Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo Bay and other scattered CIA sites. Now they're going to bitch and moan at China. They're going to bitch and moan and try to demonize China over the same shit. Over the same shit. And it's like, hey, motherfuckers, look in the mirror. And by the way, Mike Pompeo is now planning to visit Taiwan. So guess what? Now Mike Pompeo, one of the fucking worst war criminals alive, a literal fucking blood-stained fucking war criminal and a murderer, a murderous fucking clown, a murderous CIA-backed clown. This motherfucker, this fucking warmongering, bloodthirsty motherfucker is literally going to Taiwan to try to stoke tensions with China now. That's what he's trying to do. This is the same motherfucker that literally called to assassinate Julian Assange, called to execute Julian Assange and Edward Snowden, called to invade North Korea, called to start World War III with China and Russia. So now Mike Pompeo is ready to go in there and start World War III. But you know who agrees with Mike Pompeo on these issues? The fucking current Democratic Party currently agrees with neocon pieces of shit like this. Like Mike Pompeo, like Lindsey Graham. Them, along with Bernie Sanders, have so much in common, it's not even funny. So now with this shit going on with the chain of corruption and this whole shit with the OPCW in Syria and the fucking fake staged Syrian chemical hoax and the child actors and all this other shit, which is what they were. They were child actors and they were playing with the hose and washing each other off. They were washing off babies in hospitals and shit like that and all this other shit. Well, they were fucking hosing off babies in hospitals, but then they used those fucking fake images to try to say, this is what Assad did to these babies. He gassed a bunch of babies, and the kids were there playing with the hose, like, oh, look at that, oh, that's so so much fun. Oh boy, we get to play with the hose. But then they try to say that, oh, Syria's having all these fucking issues, and oh, Syria. Yeah, because the U.S. and the West and the Arab Gulf states are destroying Syria's economy with crippling sanctions. And now trying to do that with Russia, trying to do that with all these people. And hi, space, hi, everybody that's in here while I'm going off on my tangent. Yes. So fucking Mike Pompeo is going to stoke tensions with China. But I don't want to hear it from the Democrats, because the Democrats agree with him. The Democrats don't go to the left like I do. They're not going to the left, because I'm left of the Democrats. They're going, and they're trying to do all this shit. They're trying to go there and try to stoke up tensions with China. They're trying to now go over there and try to stoke up tensions. Remember, Mike Pompeo was one of the fucking leading figures that started the Uyghur Muslim hoax in China. That whole fucking bullshit claim that China is locking up Muslims and committing genocide and all that other shit. Trying to bitch and moan. Trying to bitch and moan about China and everything else. Trying to bitch and moan, just like they're doing with Russia. Russia and Ukraine. Ukraine has biological weapons. Ukraine has biological weapons. Like, that's literally a fact. The biolabs in Ukraine. There are biolabs in Ukraine. And when Tulsi Gabbard said that, now she's labeled a Russian puppet because of that. Like, these people are fucking pieces of shit. Like, these people are pieces of shit. You know who else parrots these lies? Oh, that's right, Sam Cedar parrots this. Sam Cedar parrots this. And by the way, Sam Cedar is more unstable than ever. Sam Cedar is more unhinged and more unstable now than ever before. He's now more unstable than they can be. And now Europe being this beacon of freedom is a bunch of lies, because now we're literally seeing fascism rising in Europe. We're seeing a fucking fascist right-wing piece of shit trying to take over in Italy. Literally, we now have a right-wing coup going on in Italy. There is literally a person. So anyone wants to say that Vladimir Putin's a fascist? Now we got a real fascist taking over in Italy who praised Mussolini. We literally have someone who is against same-sex adoption and same-sex marriage, and now is vowing to crack down on the LGBT community. This is happening over in Italy right now. They're now literally having a Jair Bolsonaro-style figure. Now we know who Marjorie Taylor Greene's Italian sister is. Now we know. This is literally the Marjorie Taylor Greene of Italy. And it's sad and pathetic, because I agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene more on Russia than I do with fucking Bernie Sanders. That's the pathetic part about it. But who are the leading anti-war figures? It's these people. So now we're seeing this. We are literally now seeing this. I do have Italian ancestry. I do. I am like 50% Italian. So the next time you motherfuckers want to sit there, and call Vladimir Putin a fascist, well, funny. Now there's a literal fascist that is taking over in Italy right now. There is literally a fascist taking over in Italy right now. A neocon, literally a Marjorie Taylor Greene style figure. Now, to stress it, Marjorie Taylor Greene is insane. This person is literally insane. After election win, Meloni expected to change Italy's migration policy. So this fucking bitch is now out there trying to, she's literally going to. This is scary. So Italy just elected this person. Oh, way to go. Now we have another moderate right-wing figure who's more moderate, the right-wing Dutch Prime Minister by the name of Mark Rutte. Now, Mark Rutte is now even saying that Italy's election result is cause for concern. One of the few times I actually agree with this guy, but that's not to say that the Dutch Prime Minister is on the side of like actual revolutionary socialists like myself, because I'll tell you right now, this guy is the one that is leading the pack for the Netherlands to crack down on those farmer protests, and is now giving aid and comfort over to Ukraine over Russia, and is massively anti-Russian. So now, this is what's happening. So apparently it looks like the Dutch Prime Minister is a broke clock that's right twice a day. Speak pieces of shit, the sick growing society defending something as heinous as pedophilia. Well, that's what Vosh is doing. That's what fucking shit libs like Vosh is doing. Hello, Queen. Hello, everybody that arrived. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody who's in here. And then I hope, I swear to God, I get the most amount of members that come into the stream. I get the most amount of members. Usually around 6. After 6 p.m. This is like the peak time. This is like the peak time for my stream. So at some point I am going to purchase StreamYard because actually after my next paycheck, because I've been working overtime. I've been working a shit ton of overtime. I'm now working Fridays now. So I'm now working Friday now. I'm now working Friday in addition to my other hours. I did not see your comment. Sorry, I've been rambling on and on. Biden said twice we would defend China against our... Yeah, the dude wants fucking World War III. Remember, this is what they said about Trump. Not to say that Trump didn't do any of this, because Trump's a fucking piece of shit, too. This is the guy that assassinated the fucking Iranian general and called to assassinate Syria's President Bashar al-Assad. Which is probably something the Young Turks would agree with, by the way. That's probably something that they would agree with. I think the Young Turks would agree with that. The Young Turks would agree with Trump calling to assassinate the fucking Iranian general and assassinate Bashar al-Assad. Because the Young Turks are fucking imperialist CIA puppets. That's what they are. So, that's what this is. My Monday has been pretty good. Very lazy. Very, very lazy. Very lazy. I've been a lazy mofo today. Guess what's happening in Florida? A hurricane. Let me check. I don't know. Your thing went by super fast. I noticed some tons of people are voting Republican this November. Well, yeah, dude, because people are fed up with the fucking Democrats, including me. And I'm left of the Democrats. Okay, I'm a fucking tanky at this point. I am a fucking tanky. And I know how controversial this is. Did I tell you guys the story about that when I told one of my best friends? Wait a minute, I think I did tell you that story. I think I did. I told him I was pro-Russian or whatever. Isn't he the spanky tanky? Wait a minute, I got a comment. Hang on. Yes, Caleb Moffin. Well, Caleb Moffin is a fucking traitor. He's a fucking traitor because he's known for all of this shit that he was doing, and so now Flame of Liberation, Comrade Flame of Liberation called him out, and rightfully so. So, the whole thing is ridiculous. This whole entire thing is literally ridiculous. So now we've got Mike Pompeo trying to go over there. We got Mike Pompeo trying to go over starting fucking World War III with China as to be expected. So Mike Pompeo is fucking dangerous. Mike Pompeo is a fucking bloodthirsty, warmongering piece of shit. As to be expected. But remember, guys, this is the same guy that wants to lecture other countries on human rights. When Mike Pompeo is a blazing homophobe and a bigot. As I've always said, I've said this about neocon pieces of shit that are anti-LGBT, like Marco Rubio, Ron DeSantis, and Mike Pence, and people like that. If you motherfuckers want to sit there and lecture other countries on human rights, then you're in no position to talk. If you are against gay rights, then you have no position to talk about human rights. Because this is the textbook definition with people like Mike Pompeo and Marco Rubio. Cuba, Venezuela, China, and North Korea violating human rights is bad. But when I do it to the gays, it's okay, because I don't like the gays. That's literally what this whole thing is. It is hypocrisy, brother. It's fucking hypocrisy. And by the way, Mike Pompeo is also a Zionist puppet. Well, of course he's a Zionist puppet. Pompeo blasts Biden administration for allowing Butcher of Iran to attend UN meeting. What the fuck is he supposed to do, you asshole? What's he supposed to do? Say, oh, he can't come here? What, he can't come here? I trust Iran. I trust Iran over them. And by the way, there's literally fucking unrest going on in Iran right now, and I guarantee you the CIA is behind it. The CIA is now trying to fund violent protests. Oh, just like what they did with Cuba and Venezuela, just like they did with arming a bunch of right-wing protesters. Kind of like what they do with the ladies in white, the right-wing neocon-backed, CIA-backed regime. The backed regime / group that is trying to overthrow the socialists. Like, that's literally what's happening. And they're trying to do the same thing with that fucking CIA puppet Juan Guaido. Same thing. All my fellow comrades have called this stuff out. The Left Lens, Revolutionary Blackout, Jimmy Dore, Max Blumenthal, all our fellow comrades to this channel. Comrades to this channel, my fellow revolutionaries, my fellow, oh God, yep. So they've all been calling this stuff out. So yeah, that's pretty much what it all comes down to. So my fellow revolutionaries have been calling this shit out, including Sabby Sabs. By the way, subscribe to Sabby Sabs. She's awesome. And Revolutionary Blackout. And I recently got a new subscriber. Thank you. Thank you for the support. But has anyone ever played the game Dante's Inferno? I have not ever played that game. But I don't want to hear it because Mike Pompeo, but Bernie Sanders agrees with Mike Pompeo on giving more fucking money over to Ukraine, over giving more money over to them. That's what he believes in. And by the way, Bernie Sanders was also vehemently against Assad. Vehemently against Syria's secular president. Syria's secular president that has been smeared by the West. And by shit libs like the Young Turks. And fucking shit libs like Sam Cedar. It's like, do you people even understand how fucking retarded you sound? You sound retarded. And then trying to say that, oh my God, there's no neo-Nazis in Ukraine. There's no biolabs in Ukraine. Oh, really? There's not? Oh, that's a pretext for Putin to use chemical weapons. Putin has chemical weapons? Remember when John Bolton said that Cuba had biological weapons back in 2002? Remember? John fucking Bolton. So now these fucking shit libs are now out there trying to call out that Putin has biological weapons, making up fucking lies. When it's Ukraine that has the biological weapons, it's the neo-Nazis that are having the fucking biological weapons. So now I'm starting to see why Russia's military operation is going on. But here's the thing though. I don't agree with the draft. I don't agree with the draft. I don't believe in food sanctions. I don't agree with any of some of that stuff. There's been some things that he's been doing, President Putin's been doing that I've been agreeing with on certain things. But hey, guess what? Now we all see where these Western leaders have come down to. Now we see. Now that they're trying to demonize all these other countries, these are adversaries. Literally these anti-imperialist countries, like the countries in the global south, for example. When countries in the global south are trying to reconnect with Russia and trying to do this stuff with Russia and China, when Russia and China are trying to help them out, they're trying to help them out. They're trying to help out these poor African nations. And then they're saying, no, the U.S. is trying to get them involved in their NATO proxy war. And then now the African Union is basically telling Biden to fuck off. Because Biden is a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. Out of this whole entire thing, guys. Out of this whole entire thing. He's a fucking liar. Biden is a fucking liar. Okay, many people, I've seen, like there are certain people like, Sticks, X, and Hammer and Actual Justice Warrior. They call out Biden from the right. I call him out from the left. By the way, have you heard the protests and riots going on in Iran? Yeah, dude, it's probably CIA funded. They're probably CIA funded protests. Because this wasn't happening. Notice that this wasn't happening. They're trying to do this to go at Iran because Iran supports Russia. Iran supports Russia's special military operation. They support Russia's special military operation because Iran is aligned with Cuba, Cuba, Venezuela. They're aligned with North Korea. They're aligned with, Iran is aligned with Syria. So now they're trying to undermine them. It's no coincidence as to why this shit's happening. It's literally funded. Bernie Sanders is overrated, bro. He really is. He's a fucking embarrassment. And hi, Queen, I'm doing well. Hi, everybody. Sorry, I've had a lot to say. I'm sorry. I've had a lot to say. My tanky ass has had a lot to say. I'm Zacky Tanky, okay? That's what you ought to call me. Did I ever mention fuck NATO? Did I ever mention that? Fuck the European Union and all these other fucking shit-lib capitalist organizations. Oh, oh, we call out imperialism, but we never call out imperialism by Russia and China. What's Russia and China doing that's imperialist? And last time I checked, isn't Russia and China helping out African nations and nations in the global south to help them rebuild their nations and all this other shit? Isn't it those countries? Isn't it China? Isn't it all these places? So instead of engaging with the other big powers and everything, when this is what the U.S. should do, this is what the U.S. should do. And by the way, this is something that you would see Rand Paul do. Because you would see Rand Paul or Tulsi Gabbard engaging with our adversaries, not engaging in wars and fucking proxy wars, which is what they're trying to do to Taiwan. Remember, the one China policy means that Taiwan is a part of China. Sorry, but don't we say that Puerto Rico is a part of the U.S., even though they're majority Spanish? What if Puerto Rico declared itself independent? Do you think the U.S. government would accept it? I don't think so. Okay, so why should we accept that Taiwan is independent? Why should we? It's not part of the one China policy. Didn't we sign on to the one China policy? Sorry, isn't this the facts? Isn't this the facts? The facts of the matter? Isn't this the facts of the matter? But no, like Biden doesn't want to agree with the deal. Biden doesn't want to agree with any of it. He doesn't want to agree to it. He doesn't agree with any deal. He doesn't want to do any of it. So, remember China Uncensored? They said China's bleeding Nigeria and Africa. Yeah, dude, China Uncensored, I used to kind of like them, back when I used to have my fucking more Democrat way of thinking. But now I'm just further to the left than they are. I've always been this way. I had a little bit of a blip from like 2016 during the Trump years because I was thinking, why is Trump doing this? Why are these people doing it? Because there's a literal thing called Trump derangement syndrome. It's literally a thing. There's literally a thing called Trump derangement syndrome. Okay? So there's Trump derangement syndrome, and that's what this is. Country supposedly ruled by authoritarians are being more reasonable than the U.S. and the West is laughable. Yeah, bro, that's what's going on. This is the type of thing. And remember, dude, we're living in ironic times. Bro, we are living in ironic times. Okay? We're living in ironic times. And by the way, the GrayZone's Wikipedia page has been slandered, okay? I literally have evidence of it. When you look at the GrayZone's Wikipedia, this is why I don't trust Wikipedia. Wikipedia is run by a bunch of fucking neocons and neoliberals. Pro-imperialists that actually believe in, the GrayZone is, like, literally, check out the GrayZone's Wikipedia. You look at the GrayZone's Wikipedia page, it literally says it. If you check it out, this is what it says. It is known for misleading reporting. Sympathetic coverage of authoritarian regimes. Okay, the regimes that you call authoritarian are either not authoritarian or they might be to some extent, but they've done far less fucked up shit than saying the U.S.'s allies. And by the way, Saudi Arabia is not even giving Biden the time of day on this NATO proxy war. Ben Norton of Multipolarista says that only 10% of the world's population is on board with this NATO proxy war. Think about it. Just think about that. I want you to think hard. I want everyone to pay very close attention to that. Paid actress in Chicago, such idiots. Oh, I can only imagine, brother. I can only imagine. Russia and China can be great if you don't push them. Yeah, brother, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That this is what I'm saying. This is my point of my revolutionary videos. My point of my revolutionary videos is to call out the bullshit. And to call out the bullshit and tell you the truth about what they're not telling us. And to expose these fucking shit libs for what they are. They're literal shit libs. We've got literal shit libs that are in here, that are literally in here, that are so fucking biased with the mainstream media's imperialist bullshit, that they're using this to demonize actual anti-imperialist countries because they're all imperialist. Okay? So I refuse to sit there. I refuse to sit by and say anything. Exactly. Russia and China are enslaving people. Right. Not just that. Not just what they did to the Native Americans. Not just what our government did to them. But also the fact that our government fucking tortured people and illegally imprisoned people in Abu Ghraib and Guantanamo Bay. Literally, we did the same shit that we're accusing China of doing over the Uyghur Muslims. It's bullshit. There's no genocide in China. There's no genocide. There's no genocide. There's no nothing. It's a hoax. It's a Western lie. It's a Western chauvinist McCarthyite lie. It's a lie. Just like the Syrian chemical attacks are lies. They're fake and staged. Fake and staged attacks to try to overthrow Assad. To try to overthrow Assad, just like we said all these years about Cuba, Iraq, you go down the list. There were no kids that died. They were child actors. They were child actors. And the OPCW whistleblower report from the GrayZone literally says it. Literally says it. Literally said it here about the white helmets. It literally says it about the white helmets. This is literally the stuff right here, guys. This is literally the stuff right here. This is the exact page. These are the Al-Qaeda affiliates that we are backing, the rebels, against Assad. So this is the information. And look who wrote it. The awesome, amazing journalist, Aaron Mate. The Young Turks is so jealous of him. The Young Turks is so jealous of him. The Young Turks is so jealous of him, it's not even funny. The Young Turks is so jealous of Aaron Mate, it's not even funny. And by the way, before we go on any further, before I get into my games, everybody can hear it? There's no sound effects. There's nothing wrong going on. There's no static. There's no nothing. Media bias check has listed Wikipedia as an unreliable source. Gee, I wonder why, because it's not like any stupid motherfucker cannot get on there and start typing up a bunch of shit. This is what they do about the GrayZone. This is what they do. They literally lie about the GrayZone, saying it's a far-left news website. Okay, that's true. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. But you know what? That's what we are. That's what I am. Well, I'm not far left. I'm not far left. I'm just left of the Democrats and the shit libs. Okay? So excuse me. But I attack the Young Turks from the left, just like I attack Biden and the Democrats from the left. I do that because I'm left of them. Because I'm left of them. I'm as left-wing gets, guys. Funny, I used to think Assad was a dictator when first hearing about Syria. Well, brother, that's what we all thought. And a lot of people thought that. That's what the media wants to tell you. They want to tell you that Assad is this big, bad, evil man that killed his people. They want to say, oh, Vladimir Putin's this big, bad, evil warmonger. Literally everything that they accused Putin of doing this, and all this other shit. When in reality, it was the U.S. and the EU and NATO that provoked Russia into the Ukraine war. Because they were armed and they were expanding on Russia's borders. And then these shit libs on Secular Talk are saying the same thing. And then whenever Kyle Kalinske tries to report on that, his fucking shit lib fans literally go in there and start bitching at him. You know why? Because Kyle Kalinske had a lot of Jimmy Dore fans like myself. I'm still subscribed to him, by the way, because I enjoy his content from time to time. Besides the point. But because of that, Kyle Kalinske pissed off a lot of his Jimmy Dore supporters and a lot of his, GrayZone supporters with them trying to play both sides over the whole Jimmy Dore TYT debacle, which, by the way, Anna Kasparian was blackmailing him with fake Me Too accusations. By the way, Anna, nice news skirt. And Kyle Kalinske was trying to pussyfoot around and try to play both sides. Pissed off a lot of Jimmy Dore supporters. So then those people abandoned ship, unsubscribed, whatever. I almost did unsubscribe from Kyle Kalinske at one point. But then I thought, oh, wait a minute. Kyle Kalinske is actually, then he started speaking out against Anna Kasparian again. So I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe Kyle Kalinski's not that bad. So I just kept my subscription from him. So now Jimmy Dore fans unsubscribed from Kyle Kalinski. So now Kyle Kalinski barely has any of those people left. So now his comments nowadays are just flooded with fucking pro-NATO, pro-Ukrainian bots that literally bitch and moan and call you a Russian puppet, Syrian puppet, right-winger, whatever, whenever you dare to say something contrary to the mainstream media narrative, because that's all they do nowadays. That's all they fucking do nowadays. All these fucking people do is they just shill over Ukraine. They just sit there and fucking shill over Ukraine. Ukraine is right about everything no matter what. Zelensky's right about everything no matter what. Yeah, it's okay if George Bush and other war criminals, the U.S. Yeah, exactly. It was okay when all these other people did this and they did this, and this. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm tired of these fucking fake ass shills. Because they're not the real progressives. We are the real progressives. We are further. If you are further to the left on this issue, that's the way you're a progressive. If you are a progressive, you would not parrot CIA talking points. You will not parrot the fucking mainstream media garbage over Russia and Ukraine. Trying to act all anti-Russian and bitch and moan about it and everything else. So I don't want to hear it. I'm over it. Okay? I am pro-Kremlin, I'm pro-Syrian, I'm a fucking tanky, I'm further left than all these people. That's how I feel, and there's nothing that anyone is going to do to change it. But I'm not the type of person that's just going to be there and go, rah, rah, Putin, great, no matter what. No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just the type of guy that if Putin's doing something I agree with, like he's siding with the anti-imperialist regimes. So now the anti-imperialist governments. So I'm the type of person where I can sit there, but when Putin does something stupid, I'm gonna call him out for it. And I have. The draft and everything else. I don't agree with the draft. But overall, yeah. Sorry! You caught me. You caught me. By the way, 2014, 2015, I was very pro-Russian. But then there was a time where I was just like, oh my God, Putin's trying to align himself with Trump. That's so fucked up. I used to think that because the media was like making a big deal about it, and I believed it. But guys, as far back as time can tell, I've always been pro-Kremlin. I had a subscription to Russia Today. Okay, I'm subscribed to Sputnik. I'm subscribed to Sputnik. You know why? Because I trust Russian media over our media. I do. I'm sorry, but I do. I do. I'm sorry. That's just who I am, and that's how I feel. Like my colors are coming out. Like my colors. I'm not gonna sit back. I'm not gonna play both sides. I'm not gonna do it. I'm over it. I'm not gonna sit there. Yay, Sputnik, my news network. Yeah, hell yeah, brother. It is your network. It is your network, brother. It is your network. RTUTA, Russian mainstream media. Dude, this is why people are this way, because they pushed us over into that corner. So now that's how we feel. That's how I feel. So, you want to call me a Russian propagandist? Okay, you might not be that far off, but whatever. Sorry. The pro-Kremlin left? Look right here. But I don't care. I stand by my principles. If I'm going to call myself an imperialist, an anti-imperialist, I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to call for this fucking NATO bullshit. You know why? Because that's what the imperialists want us to do. So I'm not going to parrot American imperialist lies on these issues. I'm not going to do it. So therefore, I'm not going to condemn Russia over Ukraine. I'm just not going to do it. Except when they do something when they do, in fact, do something. I said do-do, like do-do. Literally said that. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but that's just how I feel. Yeah, for God's sake, this isn't the 1940s anymore. We can negotiate to Russia and the Eastern Wall. Yes, we can. And by the way, yes, we can. Okay? I sympathize with Ukrainians who are being pushed into this war, being pushed into this proxy war. Ukrainians are not going to win this war. Russia is going to win this war, and that's a fact. That is a fact, that is a fact, that is a fact. But now we see Ukrainian soldiers staging false flag attacks on themselves and blowing shit up, blowing up the malls and the mall bombings, and we're seeing them do all this type of stuff. We're seeing them blowing stuff up, blowing up the malls and blowing this and that up. We see them doing this. We see Ukraine doing this. And then they turn around and blame Russia for it, just like the Ukraine's biological weapons. Ukraine is the one that has biological weapons, not Russia. Okay? Ukraine is the one that has the biolabs. Zelensky's the one that has the biolabs. Oh, be careful. They might try to play Zach the Celtics guy's talking points over on Russian TV. You know what? I hope they do. I hope they do. I don't care. I hope they do. I hope they do. Sorry, I'm on board. Sorry, I am on board. I am on board with denazifying the place. Am I going to support Nazis? I don't think so. I'm not going to support Nazis, so therefore I'm not going to support Ukraine. Fuck yourself. I don't care. I'm not going to play both sides. I'm not going to sit there, yeah, well, Russia did this. Okay, whatever. No matter what you think about it, it's still a mainstream media lie. The mainstream media doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. But then they're sitting there and they're trying to parrot the same lies. They're trying to parrot the same lies. So I'm sorry, but that's how I feel. Social revolutionaries like myself, we are the actual anti-imperialists. We are the actual anti-imperialists. I'm proud to say it, guys. I'm proud to say it. I'm not really pro anything, and I'm just sitting here setting the stage. What kind of concerns me is why they still praise Trump for bombing Syria. Well, here's the thing, brother, because they're so hypocritical. They're so hypocritical. The young turds are so hypocritical that they're so anti-Syria. They're so anti-Syria because they're obviously in bed with the Sunni Arab Gulf states like Qatar that funds Al Jazeera, and also funds the Young Turks. They are so anti-Assad that that's what they do. They're so against Assad, even though he is a secular, democratically elected leader. So I want to hear about his election being a scam. The chunk yogurt, the fat, retarded buffalo, pro-imperialist buffalo that he is, was bitching and moaning over Syria's legitimate election. Oh, he won 95% of the vote. Okay. Well, here's the fucking thing about it. Guess what? Those other countries that are in the region don't even have elections. Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and all these other places, Qatar, they don't even have elections. They don't even have elections. Assad at least has elections. Iran has elections. Hitler had elections too. Hitler also had elections. I'm like, oh, you want to sit there and say, oh, well, Hitler had elections. Of course, Hitler had elections. That's what fucking Chunk Yogurt would say if I told him that. He would sit there, fat, retarded Buffalo Man Chunk Yogurt would be here like, well, of course, they have, but, Hitler had elections too. Of course, they had elections too. What are you talking about? I'm just so fucking over it. There's another channel that I've also subscribed to recently that I'm also a big fan of. I'm also a fan. My tanky side's coming out. Zach the I'm just having fun, guys. I'm just having fucking fun. I'm having fun because I'm literally fucking, okay, these fucking shit libs want to provoke us. Well, I'm going to go provoke them. Yeah, now we have this in Italy. Exactly. Zach the tanky guy. I take that as a compliment. Tanky doesn't even have a fucking meaning. It's literally, it's like a fucking, it was used during the Red Scare to bitch and moan at pro-Soviets. Okay? Like, sorry, that's what I am. That's it. That's who I am. And it is what it is. It's like, okay, that's what I am. And I'm fucking better than you. Yeah, Anna Kasparian wants to remind us that she's better than you. Anna Kasparian wants to remind us. Anna Kasparian wants to remind us, guys. She wants to remind us that she's better than you. they actually called for bombing. Of course they called for bombing. They did call for bombing. And yeah, she literally, she said that. She said that, so did Cenk Uygur. He said it, but then they tried to roll it back. I'm not for bombing Syria. Yes, you are. You've always been for bombing Syria. You've always been. The Young Turks have always been for bombing Syria. And that is a fact. They've always been. They're so anti-Assad that they want to bomb Syria. Because they're imperialists. The Young Turks are not left enough. They are so fucking neoliberal. They are neoliberals. They are actually neoliberals. Or I'd go further to say that they're so far to the left that they sound like corporate news. That's usually what I say. Those are the far left people, not me. Just because we are left in our own way, we're just left in our own way. We're just left that we can call out the bullshit. So, yeah. I'm laughing, I'm having fun, and I still don't agree about Russia being anti-imperialist. I can see Russia is helping the Eastern world more than anything. Yeah, that's reasonable. That's a respectable position, bro. That's a respectable position. That's a very respectable, that's in fact a very respectable position. Oh, and by the way, guess what fucking sham MSNBC had to say over the weekend? Guess what he put out? He's now bitching and moaning at New Hampshire Republicans and is now smearing Jackson Hinkle on the whole MAGA communism, and he's saying Putin's desperate. The war in Ukraine is even more scary. And then he also said recently as well, literally said, like this channel is such a joke. It's such a joke. Is it even worthy of a response? Do I even need to respond to this? Do I even need to respond? Really? This is what you have to say? This is literally what you have to say? It's so pathetic at this point. The Majority Report with Sam Seder is such a fucking garbage, mainstream media propagandist channel, and Sam Seder is such a fucking shitbag and is such a fucking psychopath. Like, is it even worthy of a response? Is it even worthy of a response? Does Sam Seder understand that, I swear to God, the dude has deeply entrenched psychological issues or paranoia or schizophrenia, or there is something fucking mentally wrong with him. There is something fundamentally wrong with him. Okay, there's something fucking literally wrong with the guy. There's something not well about him. Literally. Because he literally said, and then he started bitching about Bill Maher, slavery expert, 6 days ago. Do you even listen to yourself, Sam Seder? Do you even fucking listen to yourself, you stupid fucking propagandist? Okay, you want to call us propagandists? You are the one that parrots mainstream media bullshit day in and day out. Saying that Putin is desperate, and he's so desperate, and everything else. Like, do you not look in the mirror every once in a while? And by the way, if you look in the mirror, you would know you look like a retarded leprechaun. But do you even listen to yourself and understand just how little self-awareness that you have? And understand that just how much of a fucking little bitch you are? How much of a fucking pro-imperialist jackass that you are? Sam Seder doesn't tell you anything that he believes in. You tell me, give me one example of what he believes in. It's literally all just fucking drama with all my critics, flinging mud, hope it sticks, you're a Nazi, you're a tanky, you're a this, you're a that. By the way, calling someone a Nazi, then calling someone a tanky, that makes no sense. Communists, tankies hate Nazis. Nazis hate communists. So again, flinging mud, hope it sticks. Flinging mud, hope it sticks. Congratulations, Sam Seder. So you're the new Rachel Maddow. You are literally the left-wing version of Alex Jones. Congratulations. You are literally that. You are literally that at this point. It is literally so pathetic at this point. It is literally not just New Hampshire Republican finds new way to be authoritarian. So he's literally calling New Hampshire Republicans authoritarian. Literally. one particular New Hampshire Republican. You know, it is a sad day when I am out here defending Republicans more than Democrats. You know why? Because the Democrats are actually the ones that are for war at this point. They are the ones that want to give you the taxpayer dollars to start fucking wars with Russia on their frontier, starting wars with China on their frontier, and wanting to continue intervention in the Horn of Africa between Eritrea and Ethiopia. That's why Ilhan Omar was booed when she went to Africa, when she went to Somalia, because she wants to interfere more in Somalia and interfere in the Horn of Africa against anti-imperialist governments there, like Eritrea, for example, that recently made peace with their neighbor Ethiopia. So I don't want to hear it. Literally, everybody's a lunatic. Everybody is anti-Democrat. Everybody is so this and so that. Well, I can tell you right now, okay, as someone who lives about 30, 35 minutes away from New Hampshire, or lives from New Hampshire, has friends in New Hampshire, and supports the New Hampshire Republican governor, Chris Sununu, much like I support my Republican governor, Charlie Baker, okay? So Sam Ceder's the same guy that would call Massachusetts Republicans that. It's just Republicans are authoritarian. Well, funny enough, I think it's Biden that's the authoritarian. That's not to say the Republicans aren't the same thing, because the neocon Republicans are. But no, he just wants to label all Republicans from New Hampshire. New Hampshire Republicans are imperialists. And Larry Hogan as well. I love Larry Hogan. Larry Hogan is awesome. Larry Hogan of Maryland, great guy. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. Larry Hogan is a great guy. As a matter of fact, he's a great guy. TYT middle fingers for you. Agreed. Let's all do it. This is for the Young Turks. This is for Sam Ceder. It's just fucking, you tell me right now what you believe in, Sam Ceder. Tell me. All these fucking shitlib channels, these fucking channels, all these channels, the fucking Damage Report, the Humanist Report, the Young Turks, Sam Ceder. What do these people believe in? Except for starting drama with all of their critics and labeling them as this, that, and the other thing. Exactly. Fuck them. You just want to sit there and say, oh, all these people are just authoritarian. Fling mud, hope it sticks. You're like The View. You're like the new version of the YouTube version of The View. Bitching and moaning about Jimmy Dore and the GrayZone and Vladimir Putin for clicks. You're desperate for clicks. You're desperate for attention. And literally, I check out this channel every now and again, and let me tell you, it is the saddest joke. Okay, let me explain why I hate Sam Ceder more than I hate the Young Turks. I'll explain. I know I've said this before, but we'll talk about this, then we'll get into the games. I know I ranted a lot longer than I expected. Sorry, guys. I know you guys understand. And bless you, sweetie. I love you. Anyway. Yeah, it's just, The View's opinion over Ron DeSantis handled it way bad. Yeah, dude, of course they did. They handled it fucking pathetically. They were pathetic about it. It's nothing. And welcome back, Carito. It's literally pathetic. It's literally pathetic. By the way, you guys haven't heard any scratchiness, anything like that in the audio. You haven't heard anything. You guys been hearing clear-cut audio. I just want to make sure. But it's pathetic. Sam Ceder literally says that, and it's like, I don't even know what the fuck I was even rambling about. Literally, it's the saddest joke. It's the saddest joke. It's literally just Tucker Carlson smears, Jackson Hinkle smears. Okay, I don't exactly agree with the whole MAGA communism thing, trying to spread communism to get Trump supporters to believe in that. I don't exactly agree with that. You have to get them on board another way. Okay? Overall, I like Jackson Hinkle. On most issues, I do. And stuff like that. But we all know why do you think Sam Ceder's covering Jackson Hinkle? It's not like, oh, here's why I disagree with Jackson Hinkle. Boom, boom, boom. Just like that. No. It's literally just, oh, Jackson Hinkle is a tanky and he's actually a right-winger. He's actually getting paid by the Russians and by Assad. Even Hitler hates the GrayZone. Right, exactly. Well, Hitler hated the Soviets, even though the Soviets helped us defeat. Well, yeah, that's pretty obvious. They would have hated. Of course they would have. Remember, the Nazis were very, very anti-Russian. Russophobia, and I'm not throwing around words and whatnot. I'm just saying, this is what it all boils down to. Bitching about left-wing communism, but now guess who's coming to his door? Step a hurricane and a housing crisis. Yeah, dude. But here's the thing. Ron DeSantis, I despise the neocon prick with every fiber of my being. But with this whole Martha's Vineyard bullshit, you do realize he literally exposed a lot of hypocrisy about these fucking people. Because, by the way, guess what Martha's Vineyard did? They deported those people. Now those people are now in Cape Cod. They're now in like the South Shore area of Massachusetts now. South of me, from the North Shore. Yeah, they're all for equality and helping, accepting refugees until it comes to their doorsteps. And oh my God, this, and this, even though Biden is also doing the same thing. He also flew migrants on planes and literally smuggling immigrants over the Mexican border and doing all this other shit. Okay, Biden does the same thing. The Republicans do the same shit. So doesn't Biden. Obama and Biden were the one that started the kids in cages. Trump expanded on it. They all did it. They're all the same. The Democrats and Republicans are all the same. It's a failed state. They are literally, it's literally failed. It's failed. It's all failed. It's a failed thing. It doesn't work. And that's the end of the conversation. And this is what Sam Cedar supports. He's an elitist. He is an elitist Democrat. He's an elitist Democrat. He's a Democrat to his fucking bone. And he doesn't like people like me that are further to the left of him that call us these types of things. Hey, guess what? If my channel gets promoted by Marxist channels, I don't care. Okay? Because you know what? I probably agree with them a lot more than I agree with the shit libs. These people might be further left. I might be further left. But guess what? We have better talking points than they do. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect, I know everything and this and that. Hey, let me tell you something. I'm a 26-year-old guy that specialized in mental health. I work part-time for DoorDash. And I work full-time in mental health. Okay? But I'm no expert on this. I'm not even an expert on anything, because even if you go to college, you're not an expert. Not everybody knows everything. I just look at something and I form an opinion on it. That's what I do. And I cover it on this channel. I do it for fun. And I want to do this because I want to tell my listeners that, hey, this is how I digest this this is how I do it from a revolutionary socialist perspective. This is how I do it. This is how I do it. I do it from a revolutionary socialist perspective. This is how I do it. Boom, 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 boom. Brought to you in part by the GrayZone. Brought to you in part by the GrayZone. 100%. So now the GrayZone's Wikipedia page has been destroyed by these idiots.